Hello, everybody. Welcome back. So, we're going to continue with section 10, but this time I'm going to be setting up DNS on the read only domain controller. Why? Remember, both of these are in different locations, different sites. So, my writable domain controller, let's say it's in New York, and my read only domain controller, let's say it's in actually Connecticut. So, I have to have a DNS on each side. It won't make sense to go through a WAN link to resolve names. But guess what? When I set up DNS on my read-only domain controller, the DNS server is also going to be a read copy. So let's take a look and see. So let me go to my second server and log on. And I'm going to go to manage, add roles and features. Next, 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 and put a check mark in DNS and install. Of course, the zone will not get populated here unless I go to server one and store the zones in Active Directory. Then it's going to sync to the read-only domain controller. That's what's going to actually happen. So let's give this a moment to finish up. So this is going to be in a different site. So it should have its own DNS server, right? So it should have its own DNS server. It will be a read copy. I won't be able to make changes to it. So my clients in that remote site will be pointing to this DNS server. Let me just wait until this actually finishes. Then I'm going to go ahead and open DNS and show you that there's actually nothing there yet. All right. That's what I want to actually see. Nothing is actually hosted on that server. And it should be finishing up soon enough. All right. Okay, it's almost actually there. It won't actually take long, especially with DNS. It's a simple roll, as you see. So when it does that, it's doing something in the background. This is good. All right. So if I go to Tools and DNS, remember I'm on server 2, which is the read copy, and I check, I don't see the actual zone. So I have to go back to server 1, store the zone in Active Directory so it could actually sync to the read-only domain controller. So watch this. Let me just go ahead to DNS and right click properties and change. So it's actually in the same database. All right. And I'd like to change it to secure only. We're going to see more about this. Then, okay. So if I restart Active Directory Domain Services here, just for an actual refresh, and now I'm going to do the same thing on server 2, which is a read only, just to speed up the actual process. Eventually, it will do it on its own. So let me go to services and restart Active Directory Domain Services. So I want to make sure I have DNS here on the side. And then I'll show you what needs to be actually done. Give it a few seconds, and then I'm going to refresh the zone, and I should actually have the zone in the list. So if I refresh over here, nope, not yet. Let me restart the service again. It may take some time. I may have to restart the actual computer itself. Let me just go ahead and check my server 1. See, sometimes these do take a while. Let me just restart the service again over here on the server. And back to server 2 and do the same thing. Restart the service. I may have to force replication if it doesn't actually work. No, it's not there. So what I like to do is I like to go back to server 1. I could do it from sites and services, but this is actually good for troubleshooting. Let me just open the command prompt and see how this actually works. Remember the rep admin sync all. So watch this. So rep admin slash sync all. Sync all finished, terminated with no errors. All right, so this is good. Let me check server 2 again. Nope, it doesn't want to do it. Let me restart the service. Sometimes things do take a while. That's things about IT. Let me just check server 1 and see that my DNS is actually fine. Properties, right? That's what I'm gonna look into. And DNS is good. Let me change it to this option for now instead of secure. Then I could switch it. Looks like this is delaying it a little bit. All tasks, restart. I want to do it again. All right. And refresh the zone. then minimize this, go back to server 2. Let me refresh. Nope, let me restart the service. If not, I'm going to restart the actual server. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to restart server 1 and server 2 over here, guys. So watch this. Let me go back to server 1, restart the server on server 1, right? And I'm going to do the same thing on server 2. This is good for, I would say, troubleshooting, and restart on server 2. Right? And let's see after this. So what I'm going to do is I'll just pause the video for now. And once they're actually up, I'm going to go ahead and log on. So we'll see you guys soon. Okay, folks? Okay, folks, it's actually back. So let's take a look and see over here. Let me go ahead and log on to server 1 and see what's actually happening. And then I'm going to do the same thing on my second server. There we go. And let me take a look. If it doesn't do it, I'll do it manually. I'll show you how. Because it's just a read copy zone. So I could actually configure that. So if I go to tools, then DNS, let's see. Okay, the zone is not actually there. So what I could do is this. It's actually a read copy, which means it's a secondary zone. And the zone name is udemy.local. Let me go next. And the primary server is 223.128. And yes, this is a good sign, actually. Server 1 and finish. But I won't be able to load it. I would have to go back to server 1. Watch this. Open DNS. And make sure I have permission to do so. Let me go to the property zone transfer. I'm going to say only to the following, and I'm going to add the IP address of that server. Right, which is 192.16. Sorry, the numlock is not on. Don't you guys hate that? 192.168.223.129. That's server 2. The server with this IP address, right? What does it say? Let's see. Is not authorized for the required zone. So it looks like something is going on here. Let me see. Let me see. Let me click OK. Apply. Anyway, and then OK. Let me see the zone itself. To this domain Active Directory integrated. I want to actually see. Refresh. There has to be an actual mistake. Server 2 and refresh. There you go. Okay, that's what I thought. Now, look, if I right click, I cannot make changes. Look at this. This is a read copy, same thing. So what I'm trying to say is now I have my own DNS in that remote site in Connecticut, and that's what I'm going to be setting up in a moment, where my users there are pointing to that DNS server. So we're not done with RODC. We're done with actually working with the DNS at the moment. So we'll see you guys soon in another lecture. We're still part of section 10. All right, then, folks. We'll see you guys later. Bye.